This movie is a modern movie musical with a bold take on the classic fairy tale. Cinderella has big dreams, and with the help of her fabulous godmother, she's trying to make them come true. First of all, this new version of Cinderella's story really makes a bad move. It's changing so many of the specifics to suit the times. This movie has in effect robbed the tale of its timelessness. It's severely damaging to a story that has always been about triumph in the face of oppression. That triumph in the original story may have always been about marrying a prince, but it's also always been about rising above one's station and being rewarded for being a good person in the face of pure wickedness. This movie is bending over backwards, trying to create a socially acceptable version of the story for today, which, in its pondering, completely abandons the tale's essence. It buckles under the weight of its intentions, and not even its formidable cast can save it. It simply lacks magic and elegance. In this new world, where the cruelty of the stepmother and stepsisters is considerably softened, the script doubles as an extended motivational Instagram post. The movie possesses enough self-awareness to clock its own ridiculousness, but without the foundation of a reliable narrative, the jokes do not land. The appeal of fairy tales isn't just their fantasy, but also their danger. Their villains are evil through and through, and violence could truly befall their heroes. But here, where even the stepmother has a backstory, the movie seems intent not just on trying to blot out the original sexism, but also its mystery. Central character Cinderella is meek with her stepmother, but plucky with the king. And yet, she's evidently not quite plucky enough to just run away and pursue her dream of becoming a fashion designer, which rendering the movie mood. The classic fairy tale and its straightforward but powerful lessons in self-confidence, perseverance, and the power of imagination provide an alluring foundation for ambitious and visually stunning storytelling. It's very sad that watching this version, you wouldn't be able to tell. The dialogue and writing are very distracting and cringe-worthy most of the time. The majority of what are supposed to be jokes just seem eye-roll worthy and ridiculous. They aren't funny, and they don't fit in a story about Cinderella. The CGI in this movie is horrific, as the mice look completely out of place and ridiculous. The music doesn't help make sense of the rules governing this fictional universe. Despite most of the cast being talented on paper, they are far too auto-tuned in this movie, and it's extremely distracting. The dance numbers are hit or miss as well. Most of them seem to be too much or too bland and rarely finding their place. Surprisingly, the design elements also do not work. It's hard to see the overall vision for the sets and costumes, which feel like they've been plucked at random and assembled with little thought as to how any of this would work within the story's world. Nothing defies expectations, and everything looks cheaply made. Overall, this movie is a major disappointment. We do not recommend this movie at all.